Yo guys, what's going on? Rush here. Just got back from playing the closed alpha of, I guess, the tech demo closed alpha of XDefiant on the June 24th test. Game was actually awesome. Yeah, like, game is, in my opinion, like, add a few more classes, maybe change a few things about the maps, which I'll go through later, but all in all, looks like it's pretty ready to go. A few things I want to bring up though, which I guess I'm going to bring up right now. Firstly, with the assault rifles, you got the ACR and... Oh, sorry, firstly, you got the AK, right? AK's niche is meant to be like a bit slower on firing, but a bit faster, a bit more damage per bullet. Only thing is that damage is like 1 or 2, when I think it should be like 3 or 4, or even 5 damage per bullet more. Like, actually not 5, I'll take it back. I'd say put it at 24, right? 24 at close range, so within 22 meters. So because right now it's 22. The reason I'm saying for it to be 24, not only will it help with cleaning enemies up, it also helps with heady amplifier. So when you're actually hitting your shots with a lower rate of fire, you're more rewarded. I don't know if that's going to make it too OP, but I'd like to see that change. Or something similar, like maybe don't make it have a niche like that and just make it another AR with slightly different stats like the M4 and the ACR. Since currently the ACR has pretty good time to kill with and without heavy barrel, whereas running heavy barrel on the AK sort of nerfs it. I guess it makes sense though, don't get me wrong, I guess it does make sense, but like you've got the ACR running heavy barrel is essentially going to have the AK's normal rate of fire with higher damage, right? Like, I don't know if people were running heavy barrel on the ACR. I don't think I was. I can check later, but yeah, just something I'd like to see. The M4 also just being the more bullets, less damage per bullet gun compared to the ACR. Still has its strengths though. Still can clean up pretty nicely if you hit your shots, I guess. Yeah, still really nice time to kill. To be honest, all of the guns' time to kill is really nice. Obviously, the M16 is going to be a bit different since it has the 3-round burst. Hitting headies on that is definitely required. I don't think anyone's going to be using the M16 without, hitting headshots for a kill, unless you're cleaning up someone. So yeah, that's the M16's niche. And the MDR, MDR stat-wise is actually pretty good. I saw a lot of people I saw a few people in the main Discord complaining about it, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the stronger guns. People just weren't, maybe not using angles correctly. To be fair, we are in a tech demo game right now, so everyone's just holding W key, trying to figure stuff out. Doesn't really work like that. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna try out the MDR next test, I think. I'm not sure if it's just low bullets. At 28 meters, you're looking at 16 or 17 damage a bullet, but the time to kill is still relative to the ACR within I'm assuming this is in seconds. So if it is, it's within 10 or 20. 10 or 20. What do I mean? 1 or 2 seconds. Sorry. But I haven't used the MDR myself, so I can't really comment on it. Did seem pretty cool though. But yeah, moving on to the SMGs now. I've got the MP5, MP7. I'm guessing they're meant to be the main two into each other again, like the ACR and the M4. Yeah, both are pretty strong, I think. I think everyone preferred the MP7 actually. Just seems slightly better. Stats do show it is slightly better as well, even with heavy barrel compared to the MP5. The Vector within your 12, 13 meters seems to be the best gun, honestly. I think just sprays like a Scorpion in BO2. Pretty crazy gun, in my opinion. I did use it a bit, I did like it. I did use the MP5 as well. But yeah, P90 I didn't use, but I know one of the boys I was playing with was using it. He seemed to enjoy it a little bit, off the top of my head. I think the MP5 seems to be more a leaning towards mid-range SMG. It's not quite an MDR, especially with the stats. It's slightly lower damage. But yeah, still seems to be pretty strong. Not sure if any of the SMGs need to be changed. They seem to have their niches pretty well in. You've got your Vector for very close. You've got your MP5 for the slightly longer range than Vector, and then you've got your MP7 and P90 for good in-betweens. Yeah. So moving on to LMG. I don't know too much about LMGs. I don't use them at all. I think they're just cheese guns, really. End of the day, I'm pretty sure cleaners will love them though, or like anyone that's trying to play like on point type thing. I think like payload and occupy, someone that can just sit on site and just pre-aim and fire, or even sprayed through walls and stuff like that. The armor pen must be pretty good as well. Like I said, I didn't use any, so I'm not going to comment on any of them. Actually, same goes for the rifles as well. The marksman / sniper rifle, I didn't use them at all. So I'm just going to avoid all that. But yeah, so like ARs mostly I'm really interested in. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to see some changes for the AK. Maybe 2 damage. Yeah, 2 damage per bullet more. Per range more. Maybe even 1. Oh, 2. So the thing is, if they up it by 2 damage, it makes the heavy barrel have 25 damage per bullet, which means the TTK comes down tremendously, and it also helps cleaning up a lot nicer. It also rewards you even more for hitting headshots. I'm not sure if that's too much of a buff though, like to put it in its niche. Maybe it just needs one damage, but I guess that's something for the devs, right? Yeah, all in all, like game seems seriously balanced, honestly. But oh yeah, so also you'll be seeing in the title, it says I paid $7,000 for plane tickets. Not to bait all of you like I baited Renewal, but that is not true. I'm actually here on a holiday in Croatia. Yeah, it's been really nice so far. Although I thought, you know what, since I'm here, may as well play the tech demo, see what it's like, and it is insanely good. I'm not gonna lie, it's insanely good. But I'm gonna move on to the next topic, which was going through what everyone was giving feedback for. So today's feedback was on Occupy and Domination. I'll be honest, a lot of interesting takes. I'll put my one up first, which was for Occupy. I felt the games felt a bit short. Dom shouldn't be a competitive mode. And I'm not going to bother talking about Dom today, since I do not enjoy it. Like, not only do I not enjoy it as a competitive mode, but the reason I don't think it's competitive mode is because you can just perma spawn camp. If your team's better than the enemy team, you can just hold angles from, for example, from B to A, and you can't break it really. Like, if they're holding angles correctly, and you just spawn trap them inside their one flag. And then like, unless spawns break and they spawn you at the back of their, for example, if my team's holding C and B and enemy team's holding A, and we're perma camping our angles outside of pushing, like from A pushing to B, and we're just winning our gunfights because we're holding angles, there really isn't too much they can do unless they get a lucky spawn behind C or something, or if someone pushes in, flip spawns. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not a game mode that's very competitive in my opinion. Occupy though, which is essentially Hardpoint, definitely is a competitive game mode. The spawns on Occupy though did feel a bit staggered, or for lack of a better word, RNG based, but I'm not sure if they were RNG based. Excuse me. Oh my god. I'm not sure if they were RNG based or just there was some logic I couldn't figure out behind them. I did only play for the 3 hours today, and I haven't played since August test, so I'm not too sure. Also, if competitive is 5v5, then Occupy Arena should stay in, but if it's 6v6, Occupy Arena is just too small for it. So the first bit of feedback I got here is best map for Occupy is Dumbo. Each zone catered to a specific part of the map. Sure, I did like Occupy and Dumbo. Worst map for Occupy is Noodleplex. I gotta disagree with you there. I genuinely think it's Arena. Arena just doesn't seem like a good map for Occupy, I'll be honest. It seems like I'm shitting on Arena, I know, but it's not only are the holds negligible from each other, like you can't tell the difference between them. Literally every respawn you're just gonna have five nades thrown at you. It's not really like a good map. It doesn't have the same type of play style as other maps, so obviously I think more people are going to be running shotguns, SMGs on it than ARs. But unless Ubisoft/XDefiant devs are trying to break like that cycle of having the same type of maps every time they want to introduce a map that's only close quarters combat, then sure, keep it in. But I don't think it's good for like the traditional sense of FPSs, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Alright, next was Occupied Dom Mayday. Spawns are unflippable. 90% of the map, it's done. Occupy Showtime, spawns inconsistently and horrible. Any little movement on the map causes a flip. Yeah, so I don't know if it's squad-based spawns. I don't think it was, since I had a few times I was spawned opposite side of the map with the Occupy being taken by the enemy team. I'm pretty sure that the spawns were actually based off where enemies were. Oh, but even then, I'm not too sure of that, because I was getting spawned like behind a firefight happening in front of me or something. I think the spawns might just not have any basis on it right now. Might just be spawning anyway. Occupy Liberty, I thought was actually really good. I really enjoyed Occupy Liberty. There are beautiful angles there for ARs and for SMGs. Yeah, all zones were pretty good for me. Although this feedback is saying had some of the worst spawns they've ever seen. Yeah, so that did actually happen to me on that map as well. You had a few where there's a firefight going on, and then instantly you're spawned behind the firefight or into it. Obviously you can't avoid that on every map, since not all maps have that type of room, and unless you want to be spawned on the point or something. But I think having some sort of logic on the spawns, and obvious logic as well, probably be for the best of all players, just so people don't complain about in spawn dying, stuff like that. Then again, that is just sort of a player skill issue as well, so I'm not too sure on what they're going to do with it, but they're my thoughts. Dumbo Occupy seems to be the fan favorite for everyone. Actually, Dumbo Occupy. Noodleplex had a few issues. You got where was I? Sorry, you got alright, this here says spawns are horrid. Probably least favorite of all of them. Alright, so everyone seems to think Noodleplex is pretty bad. I did enjoy Noodleplex though. It wasn't the worst in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know what else to add from that. More people saying spawns were scuffed. Felt a bit like COD. So Occupy having random hill order as well. I didn't experience this, but everyone in the competitive Discord was saying that there was an issue with the Occupy hill order. I think if you guys want to do different hill orders, you would do it on a season basis, right? So for example, season 1 you've got hill 1 to 5, and then season 2 you can switch up the hills, so you make it so it's however other version you want the hills, and that way the game still feels fresh, but it also changes it up. It feels fresh, but people also already know the maps, so it's not like we're having to relearn the maps. They're just relearning hills, right? Which I think is a pretty cool idea. But yeah, Occupy was this guy's favorite mode of the two. It's good to hear. Yeah, everyone just saying the same thing really about Occupy and Dom. So that's it for me really. Pretty happy with the changes, like I said. I will probably be doing a video later as well on the actual insider feedback, to do with more based on the guns and whatnot, going through what people are saying, but I might save that for another video. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and join the comp Discord if you haven't. Cheers.